So, something a little bit special on today's episode. We're going to have a little glimpse into the future. Hit like and subscribe and join us for a journey into the future of football. What's up guys, Chasing Lamely here for episode number 33 of Sunderland Til I'm Sacked. And today's episode, we've already secured our place as Centurions. We have the 100 points, the 100 goals. That is all nice and secure, all tied up in a bow for us. And in the last game, the only game you've missed actually, we played West Brom, drew 2-2, Derek Williams scoring and Lucas Alario getting an own goal, as well as scoring at the other end. Bit of a weird day for him. Anyway, today we're having a glimpse into the future, as I said in the intro, and we're going to play some of the youth teams. So stick with me and we'll see if they're good enough to get a result against Sheffield Wednesday. And this is the team I've chosen today. I've got Joel Pereira in goal. I have Dion Sanderson at right back, Mark McGuinness, Deschamps Bernard and Denny Hume at the back. No big changes, they're just the highest potential defenders and goalkeeper we have, so we thought we'd give them a chance to get some experience. Jack Clark starts on the right, nothing out of place there. Joe Mann is the first of the youngsters to come in. He's a 16-year-old, he's got some big potential. It's not really his best role, but we'll make it work because we have to. We just want to see if he's got the ability to kind of settle in and make a future for himself here, really, as we go into the Premier League. Alongside Joe Mann is Jeffrey Corbett, a 17-year-old again with some big potential, who's developing quite well. He's probably not also suited for this game or the role he's being played in, but we'll make him work in ways we have to make him work. And again, just give him a chance to see how he fits into the future of the team, really. On the left-hand side, you've seen Jack Diamond before. This is kind of his first, well, it is his first start in anger for the club since I've been here. I don't know if he played before I got here. I don't think he did. Either way, Jack Diamond is going to start on the left-hand side today. He has played out there a few times coming off the bench, you can see. He's been okay. This is his first chance of a start, so we'll see what performance we get from him. And then the attacking two is Jones and Richards. Both will be here next season. I've signed Rodell Richards for next season on a permanent. I'll do a transfer special in the next video. We'll go through everything then. On the bench, the youngsters. You've seen Bobby Fletcher before. Luke O'Nien is there. This guy is Luke Christie. He's a centre half. He's 15 years old. He's got some big potential. Didn't want to start him. He's got the biggest potential of all our centre halves, but I didn't want to start him today because it might be a bit much for a 15-year-old, but maybe giving him a game off the bench can get him a little bit of a boost in confidence. Dan Neal is also going to be playing for us for the first time today. He is a right winger. He can play pretty much anywhere. Again, good potential. He's 20 years old, so he's at that stage where I'm starting to have to consider whether or not he's got a long-term future or not. If he can impress me today, if he gets a game, that'll go a long way towards that. Likewise, we've got Gareth Hughes, a 16-year-old. Another guy with some big potential. Not quite as big a potential as the guy starting, which is why he's not starting, but he's got an opportunity to show me he's worth keeping around long term. Giorgio is on the bench just because I want a left winger there, and we've got Connor Wickham in. Pretty straightforward. Let's just kick off the game. Well, I say kick off the game. Let's do the team talk. Okay, so team talk wise, once we say, let's give the fans something to go home smiling about to end the season. That sounds like a good team talk. Just send them home happy. Very simple. We're playing at Hillsborough, so it's not going to be a big contingent of our fans. They've already seen us lift the trophy. Just get a result for the last game of the season, give them some big hope for the future. And I've already seen someone who's dangerous in Luongo, Massimo Luongo, playing for Sheffield Wednesday, a player I know very well from his time at Swindon. Braithwaite on the ball though for Sheffield Wednesday. Cavallio is coming at us down the right hand side. Hume tries to make a tackle, doesn't quite get there. Off the post with some force, and Corbett puts it out of play. First action we've seen him do, and it was, necessary. Corner, Penny, what can he do? Ball inside, Richards heads it away. There's no one really there. No one really there to do anything like this. Branthwaite picks up the ball to Luongo, to Van Aken. Ball all the way back to the keeper in a really dangerous position, to be honest. Dieng gets rid of it, but frankly we could have been in there. And Jones gets a run at goal. Jones takes a pop and Dieng is equal to it. Free kick for Sheffield Wednesday now, and the ball is with someone whose name hasn't popped up yet, which is always wonderful. There you go, Palmer. Palmer with a short pass to Branthwaite, to Cavallio. Cavallio will be dangerous today because he's not really got a lot in front of him. Ince is through, and Pereira turns it away. and that's what we like to see from Pereira when he's deputising. There's been many times I could have played him, but Bettinelli was in such good form that I've not really found a chance to use Pereira on the regular. Hopefully he'll get more chances next season, but Luongo plays it out to Branthwaite. Now Corbett makes the tackle. Good work from Corbett. Ball forward, finds Rodell Richards, and we're through on goal. Can we make it 1-0? Rodell Richards is through. Rodell Richards off the crossbar. Just needed a little flick over the keeper, and he's just put a little bit too much behind it. We've got ourselves a corner. Curtis Jones will be the man taking it to Mahon. Mahon back to Jones, who was probably offside, but Sanderson picks it up. Corbett. Jeffrey Corbett, I thought was going to make an impact with having just a pop first time out, but didn't quite get there. And now Sanderson will take a long throw. Penny heads it away, but back to Sanderson. Dion Sanderson, lots of assists this season. Clark is through, and we've got ourselves a penalty, and Curtis Jones will be the man to take it. So what can Curtis Jones do here with the penalty? He's put it away. Of course he's put it away. Curtis Jones, that's goal number 27 of the season for Curtis Jones. We've got a 1-0 lead, and we've got a team of kids out there. I mean, admittedly, this Sheffield Wednesday side is, I think, in the relegation zone. They've certainly been in or around the relegation zone the entire season. It wouldn't surprise me if this was going to be what sent them down, if we win, of course. But, you know, it's a young team. I was expecting Sheffield Wednesday to kind of get an easy win here. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think we'd pick up the win. I hoped we'd pick up a win, but I wasn't expecting it with the number of kids on the field. As Vidra comes running at us, plays it out to Tom Ince. Tom Ince gets a run in, takes a shot at Pereira. Pereira, equal to it, makes the save. Good job. And now we've got a Sheffield Wednesday corner, as highlights are going to come thick and fast here. Penny puts the ball in, and it's headed at goal by Carvalho. It's gone over the bar, and we have been spared. Goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday late in the first half. Goes long looking for Carvalho, but Hume is there. Hume has Diamond in front of him. Can Jack Diamond do anything? Corbett, ball forward looking for Rodell Richards. Rodell Richards is through again. Rodell Richards has put it away. And Corbett's got himself an assist on his debut. Rodell Richards with his 22nd goal of the season. 2-0, and we are flying. We are flying in this final game of the Championship season. We'll tell Dion Sanderson to do some marking. We'll praise the team. We'll enjoy the replay. Richards with a finish. Off the woodwork, but beautifully set up by Jeffrey Corbett. He can't be unhappy with that for a debut contribution. And now corner for Sheffield Wednesday goes in, and Pereira has caught it very, very easily. Can he get the ball upfield quickly? He has, looking for Clark. Clark has beaten his man. He's through. Can Jack Clark score? Jack Clark has put it away. We're 3-0 up with the youth team out, and the future is looking very, very bright here. I know I said Sheffield Wednesday aren't necessarily a great side, or certainly haven't been a great side this season, but you'd expect them to be able to beat a team that has two teenagers in the centre of midfield, a guy making his first start on the left-hand side of midfield, two centre-halves who haven't really played together this season, and a goalkeeper who's made less than 5 appearances. You would expect them to be doing a number on us, and we're holding on. We've held on till half-time. It is 3-0. I can't have any complaints here. We are definitely sending the fans home happy one way or another. Let's just start the second half and see if we can keep this run going. We've got to throw it on the far side. Sanderson goes long, looking for Rodell Richards, head in the path of Jack Diamond. And Jack Diamond has scored his first goal for the club. I've just literally subbed him off because he was looking really tired. And this is a pretty good way for him to bow out of the game, for honest. Having scored his first goal for the club, he is tired. He's still going to come off. Hughes is coming on. One of the youngsters is coming on the right-hand side. I've moved Clark over to the left because I didn't want to send in Giorgio. Seemed like a waste, given that Giorgio is never going to play for the club again after today. He is leaving at the end of the season, so we're just going to keep up with that change and start looking to put some more youngsters in. Throw it now for Sheffield Wednesday. We could come under the cosh here because I've sent in Dan Neal and Christie for their first games for the club, for their debuts for the club. We're 4-0 up, there's really nothing to lose here, so I thought I'd send on the kids. And Pereira has a goal kick to McGuinness. What can McGuinness do here? Ball up the field. I mean, Branthwaite will get rid of that all day probably, and Luongo, ball out wide looking for Penny. These last 15-20 minutes are going to be really, really dangerous for us because we do have a lot more kids out there. There's a lot less experience on the field, but Corbett has picked it up. So we're going to try and make himself a hero, but Bannon goes in with a big sliding tackle, and now Harris is running at us. We need to defend this well. Sanderson heads it back to Pereira, That will eliminate the danger temporarily, as long as Pereira can do something good with the ball here. Goes upfield. Hunt is the guy that heads it away. Luongo to Carvalho. Harris. We've got to get back. We've got to get back quickly. Christie doesn't really have the pace to track back quickly. Luckily, Hume saw the danger, came back to cover, and we've managed to escape that one. We've still got our clean sheet intact. Throw in now for Sheffield Wednesday, and Penny throws it to Vidra. Hughes making a tackle on his debut. Good work, and now Dan Neil, another debutant, picks it up. Ball goes forward, and Van Aken gets rid of it. Unfortunately, Carvalho heads it on. McGuinness is there, back to Pereira. I thought Christie was going to get his first touch of the ball. He's now got his first touch we've seen. Ball goes forward. He's a decent passer, actually, is Christie. And the ball has been headed out towards Jack Clark on the left-hand side. Reddell Richards is through. Can Reddell Richards score? It's off the post. Branthwaite gets rid of it. Really should have done more with the finish, though. But we're still 4-0 up. We can't really complain at all. And it's gone straight into a throw-in. Sanderson takes it long. Where's that going? Straight into the hands of Dieng. Of course it is. A little bit of a breather now. That's absolutely fine. Ball goes long. Headed away by Christie. Solid defending from the 15-year-old Clark. Ball down the left-hand side to, frankly, nobody. Manala has picked it up. Back to Dieng. Dieng plays it out. We should tidy this up nicely. Mark McGuinness is there. Ball going forward. Looking for Curtis Jones. Bannon to Minala. Jones has picked up the stray ball. Curtis Jones is through. 28th goal of the season. His second goal of the game. We'll throw some more praise down on a 5-0 for sure. That's all worked out nicely. Everything here has worked out nicely. It's all coming up beautifully. It's all coming up Millhouse. That's what we need to see. Jones is through. Jones puts it away. That's why I'm glad we've got Curtis Jones on loan already for next season, because otherwise I think Liverpool will be wanting him back very rapidly. Free kick. Pereira to McGuinness. McGuinness plays it short to Christie. Christie with a big ball upfield looking for Curtis Jones. Headed out towards Hughes. What can Hughes do here to Neil? Neil out to Sanderson. Sanderson's dangerous when he gets in a crossing position. He's been tackled this time though. We've lost the ball and we need to get back. Manala to Penny. Penny with the ball forward. Finds Luongo. Finds Carvalho. Let's get organised. What is this straying from position? Please don't do this to me. Who is that straying from position? I saw you. I saw you. I don't know who it was, but I saw you. Hume. Clark. Okay, let's get back into the rhythm. Reddell Richards plays it to Neil, to Jones. Outside to Hughes. What can Hughes do here? Good cross in. Clark is there. Jack Clark with his 10th of the season. He's only played half the games. He's been sharing the role on the right-hand side with Lyndon Gooch all season, and he's still managed to get himself 10 goals. That's not a bad return at all. I can't have any complaints about that whatsoever. Hughes very instrumental here. Beautiful cross in. Clark puts it away. And the kids we've put out today have looked really good. They've all turned in quality performances. They've all made a really good showing of themselves. I've not seen any of them make any mistakes. I've not seen any of them do anything in any way stupid so far, bar maybe Christie having a wander. As Jones plays in, Richards, can he score? He can. It is 7-0 here at Hillsborough. 7-0 in our final game in the Championship. And if you're going to go out in style as champions, you may as well play half your youth team and win 7-0 at Hillsborough. I mean, it's a brilliant finish. It's a really good finish from Reddell Richards for his 23rd goal of the season. These guys are looking so good right now. Final whistle is approaching. There we go. Sheffield Wednesday walk off the field looking dejected. None of our youngsters can be ashamed of how they've played today. It's been so good. Some of these kids, like I said, 15, 16, 17 years old, they've all turned in really good performances. I've got to praise that because there's nothing else I can do with a 7-0. And what do you say? What do you say when the kids are that good? I guess there are no words. I guess there are no words for it. So we're just going to go and we'll come back in a second. That should be... Wednesday have survived. That's okay. They have survived. We're going to come back in just a moment. We'll come back. We'll do the end of season awards now because that way it won't fit in awkwardly around the transfer special. Join me for the awards in a second. And that brings us nicely to our end of season review. Let's look at the new arrivals, see how they did. These are the new signings who've come in. Some of them have been loaned out all season, if I'm honest, but these are the new signings we brought in this season. If it will let me do a scroll, because apparently that's a thing I have to fight for now. I don't know why. Right, so Terrell Whitaker, Joel Pereira, Marcus Besnelli, Jake Hesketh, who's played 8 games this season and done well in all of them. Stephen Kingsley came in and then went out on loan. George Bello carried on being on loan. Ronald Richards, Jack Clark, Derek Williams. He's been our best new signing for sure. He really tidied up our defence. Dominic Ravan, Johnny Williams, Zuriel Otsetaiwo, Barry Douglas, Mark McGuinness, Daniel Ayagoki, Jordi Awula, Connor Wickham, Ethan Burnett, Anthony Giorgio, Yestin Hughes and Tom Cannon. There's probably still more coming. Christopher Ferrell, Harvey Neville came. I know I told you I brought in Harvey Neville. He's not really done anything. I just thought it was funny to sign Harvey Neville. Matthew Smith, Rolando Aarons and Pascal Juan Estrada have all come in this season. And we saw quite a few players going out as well. Colin Quainer, remember Colin Quainer? Feels like ages since Colin Quainer, doesn't it? Feels like actually ages since Colin Quainer went out. He has, I think, had a decent season at Paderborn. I'm not sure. Not really. Oh well. He was good for us. I don't know why that's gone back to that screen. That's worrying. I guess we can't click on people to see what they're doing. That's a lesson we've learned. Vashon Nerfield joined Wigan. I guess this is their stats for the season. He's done okay, I suppose. 4 games for a youngster. Bailey Wright's gone to the States. Calder Silver joined Oxford and played most of their season. Lee Connolly joined Darlington, played most of their season. Chris Maguire's had 16 games in Scotland. Conor McLaughlin's had 36 games in Scotland. Jordan Willis has had 11 games at Luton since joining them. Aidan O'Brien played 40 times for Rotherham this year. That's not too bad. I mean, he's not a great goal return, but he's done okay. Josh Scowen having a good time in the States as well. Morgan Feeney not really fitting in at Gillingham. Brandon Taylor's done really well at Bradford because he was never going to get a game for us. Same with Kenton Richardson at Grimsby. Max Grun did nothing for us or for Fortuna Dusseldorf. Kieran Dunn's done okay for Derry City USL. I think that's the American version of their American kind of feeder club. Josh Hawkes apparently left to join us. Who knows? Cameron Stanley not done anything. And Lee Burge, surprisingly, has done nothing since joining Luton, which is weird because he was our first choice keeper for a while. And then these are the guys who've been loaned out. They've all kind of had good seasons. Most of them are back. Samuel Shashwa, I don't think I mentioned Samuel Shashwa, has gone to Orlando for the summer. My basic reasoning for that was that he wasn't getting into the team. Admittedly, not long after he left, I had no left wingers. He would have got into the team. But I thought we'll give him a summer of playing football and we'll see what becomes of him. Anthony Patterson was kind of sent to Derby to develop and hasn't played. Daniel Ayagoki has played a stupid number of games. 54, 52 for Josh Baggs at Files, 54 for Jake Hackett at Gateshead. Some stupid numbers of games here. Stephen Kingsley has been loaned out. I wouldn't expect to see him again, or Mitchell Curry actually. I don't think you can expect to see either of them again, just because they won't fit in with my plans for next season. So let's look at the results. I know this episode is going to go long, but also I gave you a 7-minute episode the other day. I think it will balance out. 103 points. The board are very happy that we won the championship. Curtis Jones, the top scorer in the championship. We've filled 78% of our ground on average this season, which probably means we can get a stadium expansion going. Finished, we're expected to avoid relegation by the board. I think our pre-season prediction was 10th or something stupid. Might have been lower than that. I didn't even check. I think it was somewhere mid-table. So to win the title, not too bad. The FA Cup, of course, we reached the 4th round. No one scored more than once, which is, I guess, a thing. And then, of course, we won the Carabao Cup, which we cannot be unhappy about, beating Liverpool in the final. And again, 78% average attendance, so maybe it's time to start looking at expanding. Moments to remember, our biggest win came in the Championship on the last day of the season. You literally just saw it, that's 7-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. A match to remember was our 7-1 against Sunderland. Sorry, against Luton, we are duh. I remember that. That happened. And then our goal of the season was a goal from Andre Green that I'll have to show you in a minute because there's no way of clicking on the goal anymore. Finances. Shaky. Shaky. Our reputation hasn't changed. We've dropped in our sponsorship this season. We've made more broadcast revenue, more corporate hospitality, more competition prize money, of course, and more match day income. And we've sold more shirts this season, with Green, Williams, Wickham, Aarons, and Bettinelli being the top shirt sellers. I have no idea how Wickham and Aarons are the top shirt sellers. Really no idea. Williams I understand, Green I understand, Bettinelli I understand, but Wickham and Aarons makes no sense to me. Surely there should have been Jones, Miller, Richards, you'd think these guys would sell more shirts. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Our best 11 this season: Bettinelli, Sanderson, Mengi, Williams, Bello, Gooch, Dobson, Williams, Green, Jones and Miller. Which is, I guess, what I would agree with, I think. I'm not sure I'd have put Dobson in there. Not that he's not been good. Dobson or Williams, I just feel like we've probably had better midfielders. I feel like it's probably a bit unfair, but that's okay. It all works out. Accolades. Let's look at the accolade screen. I've won no awards this season. I've won no awards. I don't know how I've won no awards, but I've won no awards this season. Fans Player of the Season was Curtis Jones. Young Player of the Season, Curtis Jones. Signing of the Season, Derek Williams. Goal of the Season was Andre Green's. Top goal scorer was Jones. Assists was Green. Player of the Match was Jones, and highest average rating was Green. It looks a bit like we're a two-man team. Record breakers. We've had the most goals by a player in a season this season for Curtis Jones with 28. Had most clean sheets by a player in a season, 19 for Marcus Bettinelli. Curtis Jones has got the most Player of the Match awards in a season with 8. Worst discipline today, or this season, was Derek Williams with 21 yellow cards, and Lyndon Gooch scored our fastest goal of the season with 52 seconds. We've won no competition awards either. Brilliant. That worked out nicely. Let's see what the media are saying. Nobody's going to look back on their bad start after Sunderland secured an unlikely promotion. I'd forgotten. So, yeah. What Sunderland this season, in spite of their poor start, will go down in history. I'd forgotten we had a poor start, I'll be honest. I don't remember us having a poor start. I'm somewhat confused by that. When I say slightly somewhat confused by that, I'm very somewhat confused by that. I can't even remember what our best goal was, so we're not going to have to see that. But I am curious about how we had a bad start, and we lost 3 games in the first 2 months of the season, but it wasn't really a bad start. We had worse spells in the season. The end of the season's been shaky, for sure. But there we go, that's what the media is saying. Let's see if there's any news here that we need to know about. I suspect not. Inducted into the overall best 11, Bettinelli, Gooch, Richards, Williams and Williams have come into the best 11. Bennett Shimajli is still there. He won't even be at the club next season. There's a spoiler. They're happy with the club vision progress. We've grown the club's reputation, vision and expectations for next season, develop players, play attacking football, work within the wage budget, reach the first knockout round of the Europa Conference, and don't get relegated. I can accept that. That feels good. I'm going to do the rest off screen because that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff there, a lot of news, and we're running very long on this episode already. I'm really very aware of that. So, thanks for watching, guys. I have, as always, been Chasing Lamely. You can find me on the socials below, Insta, Twitter and Patreon at Chasing Lamely. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Magic graphic, because the magic graphic brings joy to all who see it. And until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. I have been Chasing Lamely, and I'll see you all very soon. Have a good one.